examining Jamaica's unfulfilled educational promises and escalating security concerns.
Where producer Joan chart there. Talk to me, Kevin. Which part producer Joan put our chart? Oh, see, I'm finding it.
Yeah.
We're talking about broken promises, people. I am going to show you something now. And I want you to pay close attention. This won't be on the exam, but I need you to pay close attention to this. If you pay close attention to what the Prime Minister says about education, and by the way, do not forget that he was Minister of Education. I think it was back in 2010, 2011, thereabouts. And it was at the same time that we had the Westcon saga going on. Remember that? The one where he wrote a letter and he recommended people to get contracts, and it turned out that he was involved in I think it's a business relationship. Yeah. With some of these people. Remember? And then one of the persons that, because they said they knew him long time and this and that and that. And if you recall, there's one person that was affiliated, according to the Integrity Commission, with a company called Emerald Green or Green Emerald, one of them. And that company is in the heart of the ghetto. And that company hired the Prime Minister's media company, Positive Media, to do PR work for them. Think about that. You're in the middle of the ghetto. And you're hiring the Prime Minister's company to do PR work for you. And then you paid the Prime Minister's company for services rendered. And then you loaned the Prime Minister's company $20 million.
That's the best part.
People, take a look at it. This is what we call this letting off steam. And we call it schoolhouse, jailhouse, and deadhouse. Schoolhouse, jailhouse, and deadhouse. And we do it for a reason. Here we go. See this, people? Can you see it, my brother?
Yeah, but what you might want to do is to zoom in and then take segments, like zoom in 2019 to 21. Yeah. And then go down the list. Nobody can say they don't see it.
All right. There we go. 2019. Let's start at 2019. Fresh from a visit to China, Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced plans to construct 6 brand new STEM schools. You remember that? And he said China would assist in building 3 of the schools, while the government would finance the other 3. That's 2019. Let's go to 2020. In 2020, put it on the center of the screen, the Prime Minister announced plans to establish 6 new STEM high schools and academies. Remember 2019, he said, yes, I'm back from China, I'm going to give it to you, and China is going to help us. 2020, he says, we're going to build them across Jamaica in the 2020 to 2021 fiscal year. Right? So what that means, 2020 to 2021 is April 1st, 2020 to March 31st, 2021. April 1st, 2020 to March 31st, 2021. He says, we are going to build these schools. Now let's go to 2021. The Prime Minister announced that the government had identified locations for the 6 STEM schools and would prepare detailed designs and implementation plans for 2 of the 6 STEM schools. 2. This is 2021. Remember 2019? He says we're going to build 6. And then in 2020, he says we're going to build them in the 2020 to 2021 fiscal year. Look at 2022. The Prime Minister broke ground for Jamaica's first. Look over here. First over here, he said 2. In first, he said 6. And then he said, look here. Plans for 2. Sorry. I forget Kevin's favorite color. Okay, here it is. plans for 2. See it right? Right there. Start out with 6 in 2019. Then 2020 we say, yes, we're coming up with the 6 and we're going to build them 2020 to 2021. Then this year, 2021, we say, oh, and come up with plans. And so we'll build 6, but we only have plans for 2. That's 2021. Now look at 2022. They broke ground for the first one at Dunbeholden in Greater Bernard Lodge, St. Catherine. And a billboard is built. A billboard is built.
So
answer that.
The STEM school that is supposed to be built.
It gone to a
billboard.
Well, it built a billboard there. And it gone from STEM to STEAM. And it gone from 6 to 2 to 1. It gets better. Look at 2020. Remember now, all of the 6 supposed to be built already. Now let's go to 2023. The Prime Minister said the government was eager to move ahead with plans to construct the 6. And now we're going to 7 because now it's and. See this? And 1 STEAM school. So now we'll move from 6 to 2 to 1, and now we're up to 7. As part of the overall plan to transform Jamaica's education system. That's 2023. Let's go to 2024. The Prime Minister said that the lands had been identified and that, but I thought he said that before. He said that over here.
That was a few years back.
It's right here, 2021. He said the government had identified locations. He said that in 2021. And now we're in 2023. Right? 2024. Yeah, 2024. So what, 3 years later, he said that the land had been identified and that once the investment assessment process was completed, 1 by 1, you know what that means? 1 by 1, all STEAM schools. But remember, we're talking about STEM. Because right here, I'm saying only going to be 1 STEAM.
Pay attention.
He's right here, people, everything not lie. 1 STEAM. What people follow me? We started out with what? STEM, 6 STEM, 6. And then all of a sudden we went from 6 to him start out with 2, so 2 right there, and then we end 2 in our plans for. Then we end up with 1. I think 1 over here. You get the first one right here, and then
the ground was broken for
1 STEAM. Yeah, for STEAM, not a STEM. Right, for STEAM. And then over the following year, him said, no, we're going to build 6 STEM. Him said, Kevin, easy. We're going to build 6 STEM and 1 STEAM, Kevin. Right?
Okay.
Then, all right, we go from 2023 now, we'll go to 2024.
This is where the one by 1 STEAM.
Yeah, so the lands have been identified and we're going to build 1 by 1 and would be built. And he officially declared Jamaica a STEM island.
Okay.
I thought he was going to say STEAM and STEM island, but he says STEM. Okay. So now we get to 2025. 2025 says, the Prime Minister, with an election to be won, questions about his finances to be answered, and a STEMless doctorate. Oh, boy. I know me. This was provided to us by a researcher. It says, and a STEMless doctorate to be received, did not announce plans to build 6 brand new STEM schools and 1 STEAM school. So you see, during the election, we never hear much about that. But that was 2025. All right, let's go to 2026. 2026, the Prime Minister announced that ground will be broken for 2 STEM schools. You cannot make this up, my people.
So, we're going back to the first STEM announced in Bernard Lodge, with the ground broken for a STEAM to get to 2026 now.
Okay, but what is STEM? STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Right. Right. And STEAM, it's the same thing. The A is for arts.
Yes.
So it's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. All right. Look at this. No, go ahead, Kevin. Finish up. You said you started where?
Yes. So we started with 6 STEM schools being announced. The ground being broken for 1 STEAM school to come to 2026, where there are going to be 2 STEAM schools. One of them in Bernard Lodge, but the ground was broken for the one in Bernard Lodge back in 2023 or 24. Was it? Either way,
Bernard, I think it's 2024. Let me double check.
24. The ground was broken in 24.
1 second, please.
Ground broken. Where is it?
Ground is broken. The land has been identified. Ground broken. Was it 2025? Oh, no. The ground was broken in 2020 is over here, man. The ground was broken. So you see it right here, the ground was broken in 2020.
To construct.
Right there, 2022.
Sorry, I was even wronger. 22.
See that?
Ground was broken for the first what? Scroll up. Like people see it.
Jamaica's first.
Like that till 2022. The ground was broken for the first STEAM school in Jamaica. Come back to 2026, please. And thanks.
Yes, sir. 2025. All right. Okay, here we go. The PM announced that ground will be broken for 2 STEM schools in Bernard Lodge, St. Catherine, and Minard, St. Anne. He has announced that 6 STEM schools and 1 STEAM school will now be built under NARA.
So the ground that was broken, what them to patch it?
Or maybe a car dropped down the night, you know.
Okay. So
Car dropped down the night.
no, all right. This is that would give them a perfect opportunity to use some math, develop some engineering, apply some science and technology, and somebody can artistically get the car out of the broken ground and they'd have success.
See that? People, let me show you the commentary. The commentary will go along with this. It is hilarious. Here's the commentary that goes along with it. Remember, no, look at the topic. Look at the topic. STEAM. It just says STEAM/STEM. It says schoolhouse, jailhouse, and deadhouse. Now, here's the commentary that goes along with it. We're going to let off steam now. Let me read the commentary. It says, in 10 years in power, the Andrew Holness-led administration has not built one single solitary school of any type. I repeat, in 10 years in power, the Andrew Holness-led administration has not built one single solitary school of any type. The long top-down education infrastructure was easily ravaged by Hurricane Melissa. Schools, some damaged, still serve as shelters for the homeless almost 6 months after the passage of the hurricane. And you know that to be true. And nor has the government built a single modern prison. Despite the groundbreaking, the government has not built a single modern prison to replace the medieval hellholes in which citizens, including children, the mentally unhealthy, the diseased, the disabled, the unconvicted, and the elderly are held. Youth have been given a choice: jailhouse or deadhouse, judge or Jamaica. The government says an increasingly large amount of young, poorly educated Black men are choosing to meet their maker rather than face Judge Dredd and a lifetime in hell. In 2019, the year the listen to this, Kev. In my people, In 2019, the year the grand STEM school announcement was first made, the security forces fatally shot 86 citizens, the lowest number in over 2 decades, 2019. In 2025, the now heavily invested in paramilitary police killed 311 citizens, an almost 4-fold increase in 6 years. In 2019, the security forces killed 86 citizens. And in 2025, they killed 311. Let me play you a video. Let me play you this. Now, this video I'm about to play took place in America. But if you have absorbed what the last sentence I read to you, and if you've also absorbed what's going on in Jamaica regarding the security forces, this will resonate with you. Remember, this video is from America. The person is complaining about security forces, but you could easily say, this is Jamaica. Listen.
Young lady, watch this clip, guys.
And I'm 13 years old. All of you are adults. Adults, right? You can drive, you can drink, you can vote. I don't have that. When I asked my mom if I could be dropped off here, her response was, is it safe? Is it safe? You know, we had someone come up here and talk, don't teach our children to disobey those who are protecting us. I don't see them protecting me. If you want to talk about those protecting me, I look to those who are standing right now because my trust isn't in them. I don't trust any of you. I don't trust any of the police officers because you have shown time and time again that we cannot trust you. I go to City High Middle School, just voted the top high school in the state. You know what they teach us? Teach us to speak up for yourself. We're IB learners, right? We're smart. None of you are smart. None of you can recognize murderers. You can identify that there is a problem, but you cannot fix it. I don't know much about the law. Again, I'm young, but I'm pretty sure an accomplice to a murder should be arrested. And right now, all of you sitting and doing nothing are accomplices to a murder. I am frustrated, and frustrated can't even begin how absolutely terrified I am to live here. I'm expected to raise my kids here. I'm expected to go outside and walk my 5-year-old little brother. God forbid we look too scary. God forbid he accidentally is wearing his hood and we get the police called on us because we are window shopping to go steal later. I don't want to keep coming here. Trust me, this is not how I want to spend my night. I don't want to come here. I don't want to sit here and I don't want to have to beg you to stop killing people. That's not what I want to do. I have friends. I have other things that I could be doing, and I'm sitting in front of a group of adults who think murder is okay. You can't sit here and tell me you don't think murder is okay because you're allowing it to happen. If you want to talk about God, you want to talk about Jesus, I'm a Christian. I don't know what God some of these people believe in, but it sure ain't mine. I have never read in the Bible where he said we should allow the people who are supposed to be protecting us kill us. I'm sorry, maybe I missed that scripture, though. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Please, please do not make me sit here and scream another name. Do not sit here and make me beg. And God forbid that name is mine. God forbid that name is any of these people. God forbid. Thank you.
86 citizens killed by the police in 2019. 311 killed in 2025. And you don't hear a word about these extrajudicial killings coming from the government. No. No. Schoolhouse, jailhouse, dead house. Schoolhouse, jailhouse, dead house. All right. Very touching. Kev, should I do the letter now from my newest fan or no?
You probably should, because we need to draw a different gear, because as touching as that was, and I remember that video when it went into circulation, and the feeling I have now is no different from then. And I associate that with people in Jamaica, my people back home, and the fear. I remember going to a rehearsal in Almond Town as a musician, as a member of the church, and so a young church musician going to this rehearsal, and in my backpack was my music stand and my music, and police doing patrols. And when they pulled me, I almost said pulled me over. I was walking. When they stopped me to search my bag, there was one pointing his gun at me. The church I was going into, if I reached out my arm, I'd be touching the gate. That was my experience as a teenager. This year I turned 50. That experience lives on with me. Now, the children, how for them story go? No joke thing. See me chuckle here, I chuckle in amazement that we can say, come to Jamaica for our diaspora conference, come enjoy the sun and the sea and the food and the. This is what real Jamaica faces.
Yep.
There's nothing that we made up here. Nothing we've ever made up here on this broadcast. Everything that we have told you, we have shown you, is from what was presented to the people of Jamaica. This is Jamaica. Provost.
Yes, Professor, you're absolutely correct. I mean, I've gone through some of the situations you mentioned where I was accosted by policemen and soldiers, and it's kind of emotional. I'll talk about